Yo, what's up, guys? It's the Millennial Entrepreneur here. I'm back here in my office. Just wanted to come out and shoot a video. One of the main topics that keeps coming up time and time again as I work with my sales guys is how do you decide who and when to spend who to spend time with and when to spend the time and how much time to spend with them. And the only way you can determine that is by digging in to every little part of the scenario. As far as sales, which is what I'm talking about today here with you guys, you need to take time to learn about the person that you're dealing with. You need to then take time to learn about their business, their situation, but it's got to come from a genuine perspective of caring. You got to be genuinely interested. Because if you're not, what does that sound like? It's your typical sales guy. Hey, how's the weather? How's it going? What football team do you like? And nobody likes small talk when they don't trust you, because quite frankly, when you ask them how you doing today, they know that you want something from them. So this goes back to the last video that I shot. Before you can show somebody how much you can do for them and what you can do for them, you need to first make them believe and understand how much you care about them. And you do that with questions. So I would start by asking, hey, before we get started, because you want to break the expected pattern, hey, before we get started, you take control of the conversation, I want to ask you, how did you find out about me? How did we get connected? And then from there, it's, what was it that you were hoping that I could do for you? What made you reach out to us? And it starts into a conversation. But the key is you need to be the one asking the questions. If you're the salesperson, you're asking the questions. And if they ask you a question, you need to learn and understand why they're asking that question. They might say, so are you a big company or a small company? And then, I think they like the idea of a big company. So I say, we're a big company. So, well, we were really hoping for a smaller family-owned company that would give us a little bit more specialized attention. So thanks, talk to you later. Or, no, we're a small family-owned company, and well, actually, we were looking for a larger company that we could scale with. We're in the midst of growing from $10 to $20 million, and we really need a bigger company. So you need to understand why people are asking a question that they're asking first before you answer it. That's first and foremost with sales is don't get into answering questions until you know what the real question is. The question they ask is never the real question. So I'm going to give you one tip here. There's the rule of three. The rule of three is you need to ask 3 questions to get to the real question. It's the same as, the psychologist is going to ask somebody a question and they're going to answer it. They're going to say, I am upset about, the way somebody's treating me. And they're going to say, well, you're upset. Tell me more about that. They ask you a question about the question. Then they're going to say, well, you can't believe this. My best friend is he went behind my back, stole a bunch of money, and is that the first time that's happened? No, you're not going to believe this. This has happened before. You see what I'm doing there? I'm asking them questions about the question. So as they tell you more and more about their situation, you're continuing to uncover how you can best help them. So again, remember, rule of 3. You need to ask 3 questions to get to the real question. That was a topic and something that was taught to me by a company called Sandler Training. David Sandler started a company called Sandler Training. It was probably 40 years ago, 50 years ago even, but I consider it the best kept secret in sales, and it's something that I'm going to talk a lot more about on this channel. But Sandler Training basically teaches that you want to break the expected pattern. You want to do a little bit of the opposite of what a typical salesperson would do. So a typical salesperson comes in and says, so excited, they tell you everything they can do for you. Oh, great, we're going to be the best thing. You're never going to have any problems. It's so good. It's the blue sky. And what Sandler teaches, which I think is brilliant, is you go the other direction. Hey, look, I would love to work with you and help you, just not sure that I understand enough about what you're doing. Can we back up a little bit? I want to ask you a few questions to get a better understanding of your business, what it is that you do, and how we can help you. And maybe you can explain a little bit about what kind of problems that you're facing. Would that be fair? So you're getting them to open up. That's Sales 101 is getting them to talk. The other thing that Sandler teaches is a rule called the 70-30 rule. The 70-30 rule is in the beginning of a sales conversation, if you're the salesperson, you want to be talking 30% of the time, and you want the prospect or customer or potential customer to be talking 70% of the time. And if you think about most salespeople, it's the opposite of that. They talk the entire time. You go to buy a car, what do? These are the best cars, and wait till you know about our warranty. And let me tell you about this special promotion we're running, and on and on and on. And the truth is, every single buyer is different. So what one person cares about, another person doesn't care about. I remember we were shopping for SUVs, and we were at the Mercedes dealership with my wife looking for an SUV for her and the kids, and all she cared about was a third row seat. And all I cared about was the fact that I was getting a luxury car that was fast, that something that I would feel comfortable and safe putting my family in. And the main thing was, there was one of a couple brands that I was interested in. Mercedes just happened to be one of them. But the girl at the dealership wouldn't get out of the way. She kept telling us, "Oh, we got to do I got to show you this," and she wanted to pop the hood. All I wanted to do was drive the car. So I was getting frustrated, honestly, in the dealership, which was kind of strange because I was there to, buy a car, and I was excited about it. And what ended up happening was we ended up going down to Audi afterwards, and we ended up buying a car from a guy there. Now, I can't say for sure that it was that girl's fault or she would have been able to sell me a car, but the truth is she didn't know the slightest clue of what she was doing. She didn't have the understanding that I'm telling you guys here today, which is first seek to understand before you can then seek to be understood. So think about that. If you only get one thing from my channel and watching me, that's gold right there. So go make some money. Talk to you later, guys.